What's going on, you guys? It's your boy, Movie Boy Mike, and today I want to talk to you guys about what went wrong with Salem's Lot. I'm going to tell you guys everything I know from being on the set and working behind the scenes a little bit, but before we do, please hit that like and subscribe button as well. You guys make all of this possible. Now let's get right into it. Looking back at the film and rewatching it a couple of times, and also reading so many of your comments, you guys are so opinionated and so intelligent when it comes to this stuff. Really do love you guys. You guys helped give me a different perspective on the film, and frankly, I really liked the film. I liked Salem's Lot. It was fun being in the film. Speaking of, this is the car that I was in during the drive-in movie theater scene. I wasn't exactly able to find myself in the film, but I found the car that I was in, and I guarantee you I'm one of these many blurry dots behind Susan. There was so much more that this film had to offer, and so much of its potential was wasted in post-production, and I want to get into what I know. Considering my non-disclosure is technically up now that the film is released, I have no guilt whatsoever telling you guys what went wrong behind the scenes. So from what I know, the funeral scene was much longer, at least from what they recorded. They recorded a lot more than this scene has to offer. This funeral scene was supposed to dive in a little bit more into the characters, and we were supposed to see the characters actually grieve, but for whatever reason they decided to cut it out. But more importantly, what I do know they definitely cut was a flashback scene to Ben's childhood when he went into the Marston house. For whatever reason they cut this scene as well. And I know that they filmed it, so I'm really annoyed that they decided to cut this out of the film, especially considering that it was only going on streaming. But one scene that I know they filmed and know they spent weeks at a time reshooting it over and over again that they decided to cut out of the film was the final fight scene. We see a lot of the vampires on fire, and we see Ben and Mark running away from the vampires. What if I was to tell you that there was actually a much bigger fight scene that was recorded that did not make it into the final cut? That included a longer car chase scene. They spent weeks on this final fight scene, and they spent weeks re-recording it after Doberman wasn't satisfied with the first few takes that they took. So they spent so much time on this fight scene only to have it, 5-10 minutes in the final film? Not even. I mean, if they had at least built on the final fight scene, I feel like it would have at least made the film a little bit better. They also filmed more scenes with Ben and Mark after they escaped Salem's Lot. So we kind of get to find out where their life goes after they escape the town of Salem's Lot. But they cut that out of the film too. I was disappointed that I didn't see myself. So add that to the long list of things they cut from the film that I don't approve of. But funny enough, this is going to be hard to believe, but the film that we got on Max is actually better than what they showed the test audience. I didn't see the rough cut when they showed the test audience, but a lot of friends of mine who worked on the project did see the rough cut, and they told me that it was like It Chapter 2 with too much forced comedy, but on steroids. And frankly, I don't know why the studio interfered so much with this film. I can't imagine that they wanted to make a goofy, distant from the source material film, but they did, and I don't know why, but Warner Brothers always does this, and it's so annoying. They did this with Justice League, they did this with The Flash. Why does the studio interfere so much? Why don't they have fans running the script department? That's what I really want to know. But the film that they first showed the test audience was such a joke, only to take so much feedback and make a film that barely was any better. But I will tell you it was better than what they showed the test audience as far as I know. And frankly, Stephen King was pissed about how this adaptation came out. And once you make Stephen King mad, you make me mad. And I mean, think about it. Salem's Lot is one of the greatest, if not the greatest, vampire story of all time, right next to Dracula. This movie is so well liked and the fan base is so strong. I don't have to tell you guys twice. Yeah, I see it all the time in my comment section. You guys know this film and know how it should have gone down. It's a disrespect to Stephen King and his amazing story to just totally make a film like this, hold it for so long, have all of these extra scenes that you record only to release it on streaming after you promised us it would be in theaters, and even when you release it on streaming, you have all the time in the world, and you decided to make a film that wasn't even 2 hours. You cannot bring Salem's Lot to life in less than 2 hours. I mean, you can, but there's going to be so much that you miss, and in this case you did. So that's my 2 cents on the film after some thought and after you guys chimed in. I'm really curious what you guys think of these extra scenes that they actually recorded and decided not to put in the film. Do you think it would have made a difference? Let me know in the comments section. I'm very curious what you guys think. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. It's always a pleasure to speak with you guys. Feel free to hit that like and subscribe button on your way out, and I will catch you next time. Thank you.
Was that Movie Boy Mike? Oh boy, I think that was Movie Boy Mike.